Senator Kieran James was the first to express concerns that the exemption on licensed petrol service stations from paying annual stamp tax on the petrol component of sales is only benefiting a handful of individuals. According to Senator James, in a rough estimate done, government stands to lose just under $5 million annually by exempting annual stamp tax on petrol components.
Has an assessment been done to quantify the revenues that will be lost from this exemption? What is the plan to recover from the shortfalls of the revenues lost as a result of these exemptions? And I believe, Mr. President, rather than an exemption, we know our fiscal space doesn't allow for certain things to occur, right? Why not consider lowering the stamp tax rate again, so that not only some relief will be given to the service stations, but government will be able to collect some revenue, since there is no clear indications to me as to how government will account for these losses.
James is also advocating for a reduction in petrol tax so that ordinary citizens can benefit. Labour Senator Andrew Lewis says while he understands the reasoning for the exemption, he too wants more Grenadians to benefit.
One, that whether or not there can be a possibility which will dovetail in the concern raised by my colleague Senator on the side here, in a possible reduction at the pumps. And two, and I'll come back to the first point, two, whether or not the government will have a mechanism in place to ensure that the stations, the dealers who have benefited from this, actually reinvest or do the investments in the upgrades.
Private sector Senator Chris Diali, meanwhile, says their stance on stamp tax remains unchanged. Eliminate the tax altogether because of its regressive nature. However, he supports the amendment being currently made as it relates to the exemption.
The reason I support this for the dealers, because I know over the years the dealers have complained significantly about the tightness of the margins. And quite frankly, dealers who really make any money in gas is those who have high volumes. And it's a volumes business. And if you can't generate the volumes, you're suffering. Because when you have to pay all your overhead costs, it makes it really not a business to get into. And we have seen gas stations open and close. And there's only the few that could maintain volumes that have been able to provide the services that we need.
Senator Diali impresses that any tax relief assists the survival of the business. He noted also that the biggest concern is the safety in which gas stations operate. Leader of government business in the Senate, Senator Simon Steele, says the exemption seeks to address broader issues of job safety and occupational safety, which would not be addressed by a decrease in petrol tax. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.